Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we'll be talking about ClubMX FXR Yamaha rider Phil Nicoletti moving up to the 450 class, RJ Hampshire describing his hard-fought win in Denver, Enzo Lopes winning his first heat race along with his main event struggles, and then on the MXGP side of things, there isn't too much news, except the fact that I may have jinxed last week's race winner, Simon Langenfelder. I just interviewed him in yesterday's video. If you guys want to go watch that, that's up now. It was a great interview, nice guy. And then today, I wake up and I hear he's hurt. Unbelievable, man. But we'll get into that in a minute. Now, before I get into the news, I'm going to call up today's special guest, Grant Harlan. Hey, Grant, how are you doing, man? Over the past year, you've had lots of changes. Tylube Honda, Privateer Kawasaki, Privateer Honda, ClubMX Yamaha, switching from the 250 to the 450. Enter 2023, and you switched teams again for Manluck Rock River Yamaha. Did switching bikes and environments last year help you experience-wise?
Yeah, I'm not too sure how much, switching bikes like that helped with experience. I mean, it didn't hurt. I got to learn a lot about, how each bike works in terms of riding it, working on them. And I guess getting to learn from each team helped. Getting to learn about, doing it for myself too helped a lot. So yeah, I guess the knowledge and experience of riding for a couple different teams and myself has definitely helped for experience for this year.
2023 has been pretty successful for you. Lots of top 20s, qualifying every weekend, 5 top 15s, including your recent career best of 9th. What has changed in 2023? What can you attribute to this success?
I mean, I'm not too sure what's changed for me between, 2020 to 2023, besides racing the 450. The only thing that, like I said, has changed is I got on the 450 for Supercross when I went to ClubMX for World Supercross. So I got to ride with those guys, which probably helped a little bit. And then, I mean, I switched to troll training for my training and riding program. I was just doing laps here in Texas on Supercross with a bunch of different privateer guys, and yeah, I think I just felt more comfortable, and my speed is a little bit better on the 450, along with my technique. So I think I would say that's the biggest attribute to my success.
In Nashville Supercross, you got a DNF and appeared to be out with injury. Then you come back this weekend in Denver and knock it out of the park with a 9th in the main. It seems the injury wasn't that bad then. Did it cause a fire to burn inside you?
Nashville was actually going pretty well. I came from the back and was up to 12th, and kind of endoed the Dragons back a little bit and got a little bit of whiskey and popped my shoulder out as I was falling off the side of the bike. But I mean, it wasn't a bad crash, which it kind of sucks that I got hurt like that. And did some tests and everything during the week to see what was wrong with it. I mean, I did end up tearing the labrum with the dislocation, but I don't believe it was super bad. So after doing some PT and getting the shoulder muscles to fire, I was able to make the decision to try and race, and obviously it was the right one.
Are you planning on racing pro motocross this summer? If so, what's the goal now that you've become a top 10 guy?
Yeah, goal or the plan, I guess, is to race Salt Lake this weekend. Try and finish top 20 in points and maybe even get up there a little bit higher. And then gear for outdoors. Last 2 weeks I haven't been able to practice, obviously, because of the injury, so I'm going to be a little bit behind with the testing that I had planned. We're going to be on the 23 for outdoors, which is nice. But yeah, planning on doing all 11 along with SMX, and I kind of have the goals of being top 15 at every race. Last year I was, happy to make top 20s, but coming in the outdoors, with a lot of speed and fitness, top 15 is the goal, and hopefully get some top 10s.
Well, thanks for calling in, Grant. You're an awesome guy. Impressive riding this year, and I wish you the best of luck, man. All right, let's get right into the news. The future of ClubMX FXR Yamaha rider Phil Nicoletti is really a big unknown at the moment. As you know, he was injured in Supercross and is just getting back on his feet. The team has yet to announce their plans for the year and which riders are going where. As you might know, the ClubMX Yamaha team is one of the official World Supercross teams. They are supposed to have 4 riders for the World Supercross Championship that starts in July, but they have yet to announce who will be going. Yesterday, Nicoletti was caught riding a 450. Not on a Supercross track, though. So this begs the question, will Phil Nicoletti have the opportunity to race the likes of Sexton, Jet Lawrence, and Dylan Ferrandez in motocross this summer? Or will he be battling for a 450 World Supercross title overseas against the likes of Roxon? Considering Nicoletti is training on a motocross track, I think it'd be absurd for him to be going to World Supercross, but I'm assuming ClubMX has a plan laid out. My opinion, keep that in mind, this is my opinion. My opinion is that they will have 4 American Supercross riders. Phil Nicoletti, Jeremy Martin, Garrett Marchbanks, and Enzo Lopes race Lucas Oil Pro Motocross this summer. Then the team will outsource European riders or American privateers who'd like to travel the world for World Supercross this summer and fall. I think that's a pretty reasonable line of thought. Now, in last year's World Supercross Championship, they had 2 riders who were already signed on the team for AMA Supercross and Nationals, and they included 2 new riders, Grant Harlan and Cade Clayson. So they kinda did what I was saying already last year. I'm really hoping I'm right on this one. I'd kill to see Nicoletti battling in the 450 class again. I think he'd actually make a top 10 contender, even top 5. I mean, I remember when he got the podium at Unadilla a few years ago. That was pretty awesome. But in the end, this is all speculation, so don't take my word for it. All I know is that these pictures were just taken yesterday of Phil on the 450, and it got me really excited, and I just had to talk about it. So we'll just have to wait and see. Where's Phil going to end up? On to our next story, which is regarding Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider RJ Hampshire and his incredible battle to his first win of the season this weekend in Denver. After 5 second-place finishes in his 2023 250 West campaign, Hampshire entered the penultimate round in search of a win that had eluded him this season. He qualified second fastest in Denver and was second in Heat. Heat 1 behind Monster Energy Star Yamaha rider Levi Kitchen. Later in the main event, Hampshire was battling the number 43 for the lead when he jumped off the track, hitting neutral in the double after an odd 90-degree right-hander corner. Despite losing that precious time due to that crash, or not crash, that moment of whatever you want to call it, a determined RJ Hampshire charged to ultimately overcome Kitchen to take the victory. Although there wasn't enough points gap to fend off Jet Lawrence's title win for another race, RJ Hampshire remained very high-spirited after his first win of the year. Hampshire was asked to comment on his day and his win in the post-race interview. Hampshire said, quote, "Yeah, I told too many people this week that I was going to win tonight. I knew I had a shot at it before I made the mistake. I'm pretty sure I actually dropped my times even faster after I made the mistake than what I was running before. When I crossed the finish line right after the mistake, I looked over and Levi was already in the next right-hander after the mechanics area. And I was like, man, I probably lost about 6 or 7 seconds right there. I knew that the next lap was important, and I don't know how much faster it was, but I know I was able to close that gap back in, and it kind of gave me hope. I was like, oh boy, we still have a shot at this thing. It was a lot of fun, made the main even more exciting than it should have been. Just super stoked on the whole day and to finish the night on top. It was really awesome to see RJ finally win this year. He's such a fast guy week in and week out. Wicked good work ethic, and he just has to get everything in order. And once he does that, he's unstoppable. Anyway, we'll have to see if he can carry that momentum into Salt Lake City this weekend to fend off the Lawrence brothers and Hayden Deegan. Alright, let's get into our next story, which is about yet another ClubMX FXR Yamaha rider, Enzo Lopes. Lopes really stepped it up this year and has shown intense speed all year long, showing time and time again that he's a podium contender. In Denver this weekend, Lopes finally checked something off his bucket list, and that is a heat race win. It's been a long time coming for this Brazilian native, so it was really awesome to see him finally make that step. In the main event, he also performed really well, just finishing off the podium in 4th place in a semi-dramatic fashion, I'd like to add, due to his run-in with Voland. Enzo Lopes was asked to describe his race day and his first heat race win in the post-race interview. Lopes responded, "Yeah, in the first qualifier I was P1. I felt like I did one of the best laps of my entire life. I felt one with the bike, which is really good. The second qualifier was still good, but I was 3rd. Then I got my first heat win, which was unreal. But by the main event, halfway through, I was done. I was struggling, I got sick during the week, and with the altitude here, it played a big factor. I just survived for 4th place. I guess we'll try again next week, but overall it was a good day. We checked another box, which was to get a heat win. Lopes was then asked to comment on his run-in with Max Voland and if he meant to knock him down. Lopes responded, quote, "Did he crash? I didn't mean to do that. I knew I was going to struggle a little with fitness, so I was just trying to get into a rhythm. I was behind him and I went for it. I feel bad he crashed. I didn't know that. I just saw an opportunity and took it. I didn't think it was that aggressive that it would have made him crash, but I guess it happened." I mean, it was clearly obvious that Lopes didn't mean to take out Voland. If you watch it, he was simply putting in a block pass on him, and Voland didn't see him coming and ran into him just enough to bobble and tip over. So definitely not intentional on Enzo Lopes' side. In the end, it was another really impressive race to add to the books for this young Brazilian. I see a title contender in the near future out of this guy. Alright, our last story of the day is one for the MXGP Championship and a real bummer. So in yesterday's video, I spoke with Red Bull Gas rider and MXGP of Spain MX2 class winner Simon Langenfelder. He's really an awesome guy, an extremely fast rider, and it was a really great interview. All things good, right? Wrong. I wake up in the middle of the night to a notification telling me he got hurt. I mean, I kind of feel guilty after telling him how impressive he's riding and how fast he's going to be, all this stuff. Anyway, let's get into the details of his injury. Yesterday, Simon was training when he crashed. Upon medical evaluation, it was determined that he had broken his right arm. Simon Langenfelder announced this in a statement saying, quote, "Things can change so quickly, from winning my 2nd GP to a practice crash resulting in a broken arm. But that's part of the sport I love. Can't wait to come back stronger. Big thanks to Red Bull Gas MXGP for direct help and all others." Now, the degree of his injury is currently unknown as this just happened last night, but the average recovery time for this is roughly 4 to 6 weeks. That means we can see Langenfelder return racing anywhere from the MXGP of Germany to the MXGP of Lombok in Indonesia. So only time will tell. Alright guys, that's all the moto news I have for you today. I'd like to thank Rock River Yamaha rider Grant Harlan for coming on today's show. He's truly an awesome dude, and I wish him the best. If you guys want to support me directly, visit themxnetwork.com, link in the description. Read any article, buy a magazine. We're almost sold out on those. I only have a few left, so if you want one, go get one. If you like today's video and or podcast, drop a follow or subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow.